And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom these two cameras into a similar place. And we could spend a whole show on the CMP. In fact, we did a whole show on the CMP. So this video is going to be how to color match a Move SE with a G2 camera. So on this side over here, we've got our G2 camera. So on the left-hand side, you can see it's the G2. Okay. On the right-hand side, we've got our Move SE. So I'm going to zoom these into a fairly similar shot. And this is pretty normal, right? Where it's like, okay, we've got two cameras, slightly different angles because we've got them, but they're looking at the same thing. And what we're going to do is we are going to choose color settings, and that's going to change our layout a little bit. So we want to look at the color settings of these cameras. We just were in PTZ control mode. Now we're going into color settings. Now I'm colorblind, so Tessa's going to help me here.
I got you.
I'll even maybe move this a hair so you
need
can
to
see
buy you those
better.
colorblind glasses so you can really see the world for the way it is.
You never bought them, did you?
I did. I have
You
some,
did.
but they're like sunglasses. So
Okay.
it would be a little weird to be wearing sunglasses on the live stream. But I'm going to show this tool, and I'm not going to do a great job of color matching because I'm colorblind. But the first thing I like to do is the exposure, which is basically like the iris and the shutter speed. So let's just make sure that the iris and the shutter speed are like feeling good here, right? So we've got the iris almost as open as possible at f1.8. We've got a shutter speed of 160. I like 160. In fact, just throw this out there. There's a rule called the 180-degree shutter speed rule, meaning if you're recording and streaming at a frame rate, you double it to get your shutter speed. So we're recording and streaming, I believe, in 30 frames a second. Is that correct, Mike?
Yes.
Okay. So I think we're streaming in 4K 30, not 60. So the correct frame rate would be 1/60th of a second.
There you go.
And that just makes really smooth, crisp video. It's just natural to the eye. So right now I'm looking at these two cameras. They've got almost identical exposure settings, but they're different cameras, right? So they're looking kind of close together, right?
Close-ish, not quite there yet.
Not quite there, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the color profiles now and really tune them in. Now there's this really cool feature where you can drop different color markers onto the software, and what we're doing here is, what color is that? Is that would you call that orange?
Orange. It's
Orange.
more orange than red.
And blue, right? So now we have these RGB values that are showing us red, green, blue on the left side and red, green, blue on the other side. So we can take these values and even with me being colorblind, I can see, all right, the blue is a little higher on this one on the right, which is our G2 camera. And the left, this is the Move SE camera. Hopefully I'm not confusing those. I believe I've got that correct.
Yeah, that's what you said before the show.
Okay. So this one on the right, it's a little too blue.
Mm-hmm.
So what we could do is we can start pulling down the blue, and these colors are going to start shifting. There's not a lot of blue in this, but it's starting to look better, right?
Mm-hmm.
The green is a little higher over here. So let's look at the blue value over here. Is still a little too high, huh? And we can look at this and actually have something to change. And what I've also noticed is like a hue shift can make a big difference as well. You can see those colors changing, and it's making a difference. So
oh, there you go.
There we
now
go.
Go up a little bit.
Did that help a little?
Direction.
A little bit that way?
Yeah, there you go. That's
now we're getting close.
Pretty close.
And how about that? I think the red's a little too high actually, because looking at these numbers, and you could do a big change by changing like the sensitivity. But this just gives you a really easy way to start changing things. I noticed the sharpness is a little higher here. We can do a change in the gamma. And then once we have it the way we want it, we can save the entire profile and load it onto a new camera. Now, I'm not 100% sure if you can save a G2 profile and load it onto a Move SE
But with
or
the
vice
new-
versa.
But with the new cameras, you can.
But with the new cameras, if they're the same model, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for that, Tess. And you can see here, we've actually got some saved profiles for like a good camera and good colors in the past. So that is our tool. This would be the recommended way to color match a Move SE with a PTZOptics Gen 2 camera using the PTZOptics camera management software. So I'll go ahead and close these. We've got them looking pretty close, don't we?
Fairly close. There's a little bit more of a blue hue on the right side.
All right. Well,
But
let's
I don't
fix
know
it.
if you want to keep going with it. It takes some time to really hone these in.
How's that?
There you go.
Multiple eyes as well. We all see things differently.
A second,
even-
a second eye is always helpful.
Yep.